All right, guys, I'm getting ready to roll this new one. I've got two new rolls of this 20 gauge wire, and I'm going to try to do it the same way I did the last time. But I think this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of masking tape, red masking tape. Not that that makes any difference to you guys, but it makes a huge difference for me. First, I'm going to sand this down while it's on here, and then I'm going to measure out the exact length of red. I've got this nice red masking tape. I thought I'd ordered two 2-inch rolls or one 4-inch roll, but it looks like I didn't, so I'm going to have to play around with it. But yeah, it'll help with the color with that, so I won't have to worry about covering anything up. I'll show you what I mean once I get it going. All right, so let me get things set up, and then stay tuned. The second time always comes out better. Once I learned the mistakes from the first time, and it really depends on how I hold the wire in my hand. If I hold it off like on an angle, that crimps the wire. Even when I have to stop the wheel, I can't do that. So I just keep it nice and taut, and then every so often scoot the wire over to make sure that it's nice and snug. But yeah, it's coming out really nice so far. I shouldn't jinx it. The spool I got is really cool too. They wound this spool really nice. Obviously they did it with a machine. But anyway, so stay tuned. Welcome back. It's coming out really good. I wanted to show you what I was talking about. I don't know if you can see like that right there. I have to press that down. That's a bent wire. Okay. That's before I learned how to hold it correctly. As you can see, the rest of these are okay. There's a couple of little spots in there, but I can push that down. And the reason why I wanted the red masking tape, I think, is pretty obvious. So any little gaps aren't as noticeable. But I need to push this over a little bit. But yeah, it's coming out really good. And I've also learned how to hold the wire close enough to the next wire so that I can spin it relatively quickly and not have to stop and adjust so often. So yeah, you get better with practice. All right, stay tuned. Back. There's the first layer coming out nice. See, this is what I want it to look like, not like this. I mean, that's not bad, but you can tell, see right here, and then I got impatient. So I'm going to do 3 layers of this. So 1, 2, and then 3, and it'll end on this side. Start it on this side, end on this side. Yeah, and I put down some red masking tape on the base. Now I'll put another layer of tape on here, another layer of wire, another layer of tape, and then the last layer of wire. So here's the second layer starting, and I think you can see what I'm talking about. I'm holding the wire correctly. Oh, come on, focus, you fuck. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so this is how I want it to look when it's all said and done. Will I get that? I don't know. But this is coming out really nice, man. I'm excited. Can't wait to get them both done. And I'm not going to dare start the second one off of this roll. I'll start it off. I got a new roll over there. Oh, shit. Oh, that was just that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you can see it's coming out. There's a little, I did a little kink there, but not a bad one. But it's coming out much better. Anyway, stay tuned. Nelly, I just averted a major disaster. What would happen once in a while is the wire would somehow come around here and then actually get wrapped around this inner thing. I know it seems impossible, but it does. And you have to be really careful how you back it out. Otherwise, you'll kink the shit out of it. I have to figure out a way to put some kind of a thing up there, something that can stop it from. Yeah, let me think about this for a second, because man, that was close. And this one's coming out so nice. It's the last thing I wanted, and I almost had major kinks. All right, think, Mike, think. I can attach a clamp here and then another clamp going across the top, and that would kind of stop the wire from going wild. Because if I get going too fast, like I did this one, I did this whole like about 2 inches in one continuous turn. It was going really good, and then I looked back like, ah. All right, let me figure it out. So I just rigged this up kind of quickly. That should help. Actually, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I just realized I left a gap, but it's coming out really nice. This is what I want it to look like when it's finished. And, you know, I don't know if there's any technical reason, you know, if a coil that's wound completely flat and smooth and even performs better than a coil that's wound like this. Actually, the first 3 layers are beautifully flat. It's the last 2 that are mucked up. But I don't know if that makes a difference. So if anybody knows if the way you roll a coil, if it's done like this beautifully, or like the way Sky does all of his coils, like that one right there, if that makes a difference or if it doesn't really make a difference at all. I think it makes a difference in the amount of wire you lay down if you lay it down nice and even. And I think you get better resistance if it's nice and even. But I don't really know. If anybody knows, let me know. There's the second layer. It's looking good too, man. I am so glad I decided to do this over. So that right there is crazy glue. I like to put just a little bit of crazy glue, and then I spray it with the accelerator. Just in case, you know, I don't know, something happens and it starts to unravel. I don't want it to unravel. But that is looking good. Yes, now I do the last and final one, and this is where I really got to take my time. All right, the third and final layer. So far, so good. It started out a disaster, though. I couldn't believe it. But I was able to fix it. So far, so good. This is how I want it to look when it's all said and done. And then, of course, I'm going to put some resin on it, keep it nice and safe. But yeah, all right, let me keep going. And I don't want to jinx it, but this is the best layer so far, and it's the last one. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to jinx it. And I changed this, so now this will stop the wire from flipping out over there, because it always flips out on that side, never flips out on this side. And I only did it once during this wind, so yeah. All right. Only a couple of inches to go, about 30 millimeters. Stay tuned. That's it. 3 layers. Came out pretty good, huh? Yeah, it came out pretty damn good. So I think I've got a decent system now. I still have to adjust the way I hold the wire. Do you see that little kink right there? That's what I'm talking about. That's because I'm holding the wire like this instead of like this. And I actually learned that if I hold it like this, it's even better. I was going to try to rig up some kind of wheeled tensioning system so I could just move the wheel back and forth, but that turned out to be a disaster. And this thing actually worked out really well for 2 reasons. One, stopped the wire from flipping up, and it also puts a little pressure on the spool so it doesn't unwind. So now I got to put a little crazy glue along here and then cut a length of wire off and feed it through the little hole I have somewhere. Yeah, I think it's underneath the tape. But yeah, then I could put some resin on there and yeah. All right, stay tuned, Sky. I think you'd be proud of me. I took my time. It's about a pound and a quarter, or yeah, maybe pound. But it came out really nice, man. I can't believe it. Finally. Not that I hated this thing, but I did. I hated it for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't take my time and I rushed it through the end. Two, I put too much wire on there. I agree with a couple of the commenters, or at least one of them. I forgot who it was. I gotta remember. That's bad of me. I gotta remember the comments that make the difference for me, because it's comments like what that guy said, that 3 is enough. Made me think about it. But yeah, came out really nice. So let me put some resin on there and get started with the other one. Stay tuned. Looking good. You can do it. Remember that guy from Saturday Night Live? You can do it. No, it wasn't. Yeah, was it Saturday Night Live? And then he went and made that stupid movie, something Gigolo in Europe or some Rob Schneider. You can do it. Came out nice. Actually, I'm starting to look at it. I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have put the resin on there, but I think when the resin dries, it'll look nice. Just have to keep turning it for a few more minutes until it sets up, and then on to number dos. Yeah, I think that's gonna work really nice. I think that's gonna work out really nice, and I might even have enough wire on here to do the second one without breaking into that. No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Gonna use a new roll. All right. I'm not fond on the green, but again, functional. I liked it better when it was the black and blue, but hey, I only had so much filament. I had a ton of this green filament, so I figured, what the hell. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and comment if you want to comment. It's all good. Let me know what you think. If you think I screwed up royally, or if you think it's looking good, or you don't really give a rat's ass. All right, guys, later. Ciao.